Hello, Army. It's Heidi Allen, founder of the Positive People Army, and today is a special video. I'm not doing one of my regular weekly videos. I'm coming to you today to talk about something that's really important and a question that I'm asked on a very, very regular basis. You see, so many people that are joining the Army and finding us now and finding this beautiful space that is so positive and so supportive. But the biggest question is, where did this come from? Where did the Positive People Army come from? And the thing is I've spoken many times about my journey. I've talked many times about my breakdown that led to an incredible breakthrough, but I haven't completely shared all of the moments in between, the life-changing moments that shifted the way I think, that shifted the way I felt, and shifted the way that I viewed the world. So this particular moment is a vulnerability moment, and there's probably many of you right now that are watching this that may be struggling with vulnerability. Maybe it's something that you fear. Well, I'm going to admit something to all of you. The majority of my life, I feared vulnerability. And you're probably thinking, Heidi, I can't even imagine. You share everything with us right now. But there was a time where vulnerability was the scariest thing that I felt. It was the hardest emotion. It's an all-encompassing emotion. It is an emotion where when you show vulnerability, I felt like it was the biggest weakness that I had. I was so afraid of vulnerability that even if I had a cold, I was just sick a little, I wouldn't share that particular information with people because I felt that then I was being vulnerable. And if I was being vulnerable, I was being weak. So very much it's quite ironic because I'm a Cancer. My sign is a Cancer. And as you know, the Cancer is the crab. And so the Cancer crab is of course very soft. It's a very soft little creature crawling around. But what it does to protect itself is it has this really great shell that it hides inside. For me, that shell used to protect me from the feeling of vulnerability. So the moment that I would feel weak in any way, I would tuck myself into this little shell again so that no one could harm me. But here's the thing. Without us sharing our vulnerability, without us connecting with each other, we're not truly living. So back in 2015, guys, this is way before the Army. This is way before those three little words came into my world, way before any of this was even a thought. I was going through a really awful breakdown. And during that time, I just want to preface with the fact that I do feel that the universe prepares us for absolutely everything. It puts in front of us exactly what it is we need. So here I am in this awful breakdown. I have no idea how I'm supposed to be making a difference in the world. How am I supposed to be doing what I feel is my destiny? How am I supposed to do this? And I was summoned to appear in court with my ex-husband. So this is a very personal story I'm sharing. I was summoned to go to court with my ex-husband. I don't want to get into the details as to what it was about, but I had to go up against my ex-husband. And here's the thing. There's a reason why we call them exes. He is a person that I feel encompasses a lot of negativity. And towards me, a lot of that negativity comes. And so his power, his negative energy was so powerful, I'd always felt against me. And he was someone that I had not seen him in a long time, and now I have to go to court and be up against him. It's bad enough that I have to go to court. So I was incredibly scared. I was so scared to go to court on this particular day. My beautiful husband, Mike Allen, that you know, who is a positive and incredible human being, had a massive project that he was doing at work and had all these VPs coming in, and he was doing a massive presentation. He could not join me to go to court this day. But I was like, no problem, I can do this, until the moment I was sitting in the parking lot that day, November 24th, I'll never forget this, November 24th, 2015, I was sitting in the parking lot waiting to go into the courthouse. And I was so overwhelmed with how scared I was, how afraid I was. So you want to talk about vulnerability? There was vulnerability right there. Like I felt so weak. And the thing is I didn't feel weak because of my vulnerability. I felt weak because I was afraid, because I was alone. So, going through this awful breakdown, I had gotten to a point where I was like, okay, you know what, Heidi? Enough. You are going through such an awful time and you're trying to figure out how to make a difference. So I sat in my car and I prayed. I actually prayed. And I said, what am I supposed to do here? How can I find the strength to walk into that courtroom and go up against him? How do I do this? And all I heard in my head was, don't do it alone. Just don't do it alone. And I'm thinking, well, don't do it alone, but I am alone. And all I kept hearing was, don't do it alone. So I had two choices. One, I could do what I normally do and do it by myself and walk in there and just, hold on to my vulnerability, not show the world that I'm scared. Or number two, I could actually admit I'm freaking petrified and I feel alone and I need help. I need help, right? So what happens if I was to ask for help? What is that emotion? What is that emotion that I'm putting out there? Vulnerability. Oh my gosh, it's like the scariest of scariest. I have to be vulnerable to ask for help. And what was worse, me being alone or me admitting that I'm scared? I decided to admit it. I actually have it. This is before PPA. This is before this beautiful place. I wrote a Facebook post on my profile page. I wrote a Facebook post. Oh my gosh, I don't even think I can read this right now. I got tears in my eyes. Okay, I said, hello, my friends. This is November 24th, 2015, guys. Vulnerability is one of the hardest emotions for me. But today, I'm going to be vulnerable. Even just like you have no idea what this moment was. Be vulnerable and ask for everyone's help. I have to go up against one of the most negative human beings I know, and I am feeling a little anxious. That's an understatement. I am reaching out to all my friends to help me by sending positive intentions and vibes to get through this. Recently, I was told I can do anything, but I don't have to do everything. And I definitely don't have to do it alone. Love you all. So, November 24th, I showed massive vulnerability. Something like, and I remember how it took me a few minutes to even press post. And then I did it. And you want to know the most amazing thing that happened? Within seconds of me posting that, hundreds of friends came forward. Comment after comment. No one judged me. No one attacked me. No one made me feel weak. Every single person made me feel really strong. Post after post. I'm here for you, Heidi. Whatever you need. I love you. Sending positive thoughts. It all came forward. I did the thing I feared the most, and the complete opposite of what I had thought my entire life. I thought this was such a weakness, and it wasn't. It was the bravest thing I'd ever done. For days after this post, I received texts, emails, phone calls from hundreds of people. And when I got out of my car that day to walk into that courtroom, guys, I have to tell you, I felt like I had an army of support. And so here, what we are doing here, the PPA, is that army. One emotion shifted my entire life. But here's the thing, guys. That day was just the beginning. That day when I showed that vulnerability was just the beginning. It was just the beginning of an incredible journey that I went on to learn what vulnerability is, to learn what all these emotions that I was so afraid of are, how I can shift the way I think and feel and lean into emotions, how they can change my life. So Army, thank you so much for listening to me today. Today is a very special video because I'm going to be sharing, after this is done, I'm going to be sharing a link, a 3-video series. I feel this is so important for all of us. Anyone that is struggling with any emotion, be it vulnerability, be it any sort of fear, whatever it is a 3-part series that you can watch. And I'm going to take you on the journey from November 24th, 2015 to where I am today and how I got there, how you can get there, how you can bring all of this that I have learned into your life. That's what this journey is about, guys. That's what this journey is about for all of us. So I'm going to share a link. Sign up, click the link, sign up, and then for the next 3 days, you will receive a video from me to take you on this vulnerability journey, to take you on this journey from someone on November 24th, 2015, who was so afraid of one emotion, sharing one emotion, to the human being that I am today that shares all of them with you, that takes us through all of them, for all of you to understand we can do this. We can do this together. There's no more fearing these emotions. There's no more living half a life. If you want to live this positive life, it's time for you to sign up. Follow the link. 3-video series. It's all free. I'm going to take you on a journey. How I got from November 24th to today, where we now have almost 15,000 people in the PPA from all over the world. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for enduring this video and my tears. But together, we're going to do this. Sign up, click the link that I'm going to share in just a minute, and take the vulnerability challenge with me. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.